State Esports Studio. We have got a whole new week of PEC matches that we are ready to bring to you shortly. But first, we have got to talk with our casters right now. We've got Danner and Bryce joining us right now to talk about Boise State's chances on Rocket League in this new week. Bryce, I know you were the ones, you joined me in watching Boise State's last week match against Michigan State. Definitely not one of the Broncos' brightest moments. What did you see in that last game, of which Casey didn't see, which you should, because you can always see it here on Boise State Esports YouTube and Twitch page, all our matches live. Boise State lost to Michigan State 2-3. And what did you see particularly during that match? Were there some things you liked from the Broncos that maybe we could do more of to start getting some W's? And what did you see that you think needed improving?
Out of the Broncos in last week's game, there was a ton of really sloppy gameplay that I noticed, especially in the first two rounds. A lot of points were getting dropped by Boise's side. And that did start to alleviate throughout the round, so I can't really hold that to them. If I'm being 100% honest with you, Jacob, this last week was a fluke, in my opinion, for Boise State. I think they're a lot better than that. I think maybe there was a little bit of rust left, and if they just keep knocking that off, maybe doing a little bit more practicing before the games, they should be able to move past this week one loss. Although I will say, on the Michigan side of things, they were starting to adapt a really defensive play style, and from how effective it was against Boise State, who has historically been one of the better teams in the conference, I think we're moving more towards a defensive meta in Rocket League, punishing the attacking team's mistakes with very easy goals on their part.
Danner, simple question for you.
Okay.
Boise State's record is 0-1. Do you think that accurately reflects the Broncos?
No, and I don't think any record accurately represents anyone after week one. I mean, it's one game under your belt, but the rest of the season to go, and a lot more changes that you can make as a team and as a person.
And Bryce mentioned something interesting, that he thinks that Rocket League could be going to more defensive meta. Is that your pulse on it as well, or what do you think is still the most valuable thing in Rocket League so far?
I don't know if I would necessarily say a meta, but I mean, obviously defense is part of the game. It's something that every player needs to have under their belt as a skill, and I think that a stronger defense is what's coming out of these teams now. And I feel like for Boise State, with such a heavy offense that they have, a strong defense against them can really hold them down.
Now, Bryce, this week's opponent, Oklahoma. What's your pulse on Boise State's chances versus Oklahoma? Obviously, a long, storied history with Boise State between the Broncos and the Sooners. Are you feeling positive or negative for this week?
Honestly, I'm feeling really positive for this week. Last week, we saw probably the dark side of the Broncos team just for Rocket League. And I think after last week's losses, they had a chance to come together and say, hey, this is what we need to work on. This is what we really struggled with. And now with a week's worth of practice under their belt, reflecting on the last week game, I think that this game should be a little bit better for the Broncos, and I think they have a great chance of winning against the Sooners tonight.
Danner, if Broncos want to go to win, what do you think, if there's one key that they got to focus on more than anything else, what are you leaving them with?
I think that if it's going to be any sort of game like it was last week and they get stuck with a defensive heavy, attack, they have to make sure that they can be disruptive, cause demos, get bumps, open up the net from defenders, and, maybe they can get some more goals out of that.
Now, this isn't the only match that Boise State has tonight. Not only are we looking forward to Rocket League, but Smash Bros is another match that we have against Oklahoma. Traditionally in PEC, Smash Bros hasn't been Boise State's strong point. Bryce, are you noticing anything in the team tonight that makes you feel positive or negative about the Broncos' potential outcome?
I mean, every time I've been in the studio for the past week, I've seen the Super Smash Bros. Players in here practicing their characters, getting just a little bit better. Something that I saw during the last semester's worth of games was that they were getting outmatched by a lot of characters that sort of match their play style. For instance, the controller characters were just getting out-controlled, map control was just going away. But I feel like with the extra practice under their belt, especially with players like Olimar having really good map control, and honestly, just across the board, practicing their weaknesses and then making their strengths just that little bit better, I think they have a better chance against Oklahoma than they have at any point at all in this history.
Danner, I'm going to leave it up to you. We got 2 games tonight in Smash and Rocket League. Is this going to be a 2-0 night, or do you see it differently?
It's been a good day. I'm kind of feeling confident. I think it's going to be a 2-0 night.
All right, Bryce. Are you also jumping on the 2-0 train?
I'm going to jump on the positivity train and jump with 2-0.
Okay. Okay, I'm pulling the emergency brake then. I'm going to actually hedge my bets and go it's going to be 1-1 for tonight. Although I hope, let me give the disclaimer, I hope I am proven wrong. And you can see if I will be proven wrong very, very soon, because at the top of the hour, 6 p.m., we will get to Boise State's varsity matches in the PEC tonight. I want to thank Bryce and Danner, who will be joining us throughout the evening to call all the action in both the matches that we have. So stay tuned. We will be back with day 1 of week 2 of the PEC Esports League right after this.
It's the end of a good day's work in Idaho. Time to punch out. Time to check in and catch up. Time to remind ourselves that what we work for isn't a paycheck. It's to make the good things we have even better. So here's to your good day's work. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe money is a thing. It's not everything.
Growing up in Idaho, we have certain rules we live by. First rule, camouflage never goes out of style. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
It's me, your Idaho Central Credit Union app. Rough morning. Is that a mobile deposit? I got this. Beat it, Charlie. We're making money moves here. Cha-ching. And done.
Charlie, come on, outside.
Sorry about the mess. I'd help if I had hands. The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
Hello and welcome back to the Boise State Esports Arena. My name is Bryce Jensen and I'm joined by my co-host Danner Hill, and today we are excited to bring you yet another week of exciting PEC Rocket League gameplay. And last week we saw a thrilling match out against Michigan State going up against Boise State, which did end up in a Boise State loss, but despite that, it was still an incredibly entertaining match, and I feel like we're going to see something very similar tonight.
I would also agree. I feel like every week of this PEC is going to be ecstatic and energy-filled for every game.
So, looking at the Michigan State game last week, we saw them play a very defense-heavy play style, and we touched on this a little bit during the pre-show, but I want to get your opinion on this. Mm-hmm. A lot of the great teams that we've seen so far have had a really good mix of an incredible offense and the ability to punish any offensive misplays that the other team makes. Mm-hmm. So how much do you think that's going to affect where the teams will stand going into this spring semester?
I think that, a good defense can be one thing, but you also have to have a good offense, like we were just talking about, like all these teams having a good counterattack offense, making sure that they can make plays and make quick adjustments to, going from like quick rotations on defense, making saves, to getting enough boost and going to the other side of the field. But I think on the scale of this spring semester, I think it's ultimately going to come down to the endurance of most of these teams. Like, how long can they endure? Because especially on defense, you can only last so long with the little boost that you have.
Yeah, looking at the spring schedule, a lot of teams have a more back-focused schedule, Boise being one of the few that doesn't quite have that. Like, we went up against Michigan State, mm-hmm. the only team to take a game off of Boise last semester, and that was our first game. But we're just and here is the spring schedule for us right now. As you can see, Boise is played Michigan State last week, and we're playing Oklahoma and Syracuse in the weeks to follow. But that's kind of going against like a lot of the other teams here. For instance, Ohio State has Boise State at the back of theirs. So do you think that it's better to have that more front-loaded schedule, or would you want to see that more back-loaded? Get over that hill first, or wait till the end to go over it?
Honestly, because that's tough, because it depends on like your point in the season, like where you start. Like, how are you as a team going into it, and how are you as a team coming out of it? Because personally, I prefer the back-loaded, because you work towards it.
Yeah, and here are a few of our Boise State Rocket League players. We have Emilio Flores, Cade Hall, Gabe Reynolds, Preston Ferrante, Grant Kupal, and Coach Peyton Wilkin. But I think this game is going to be almost as good as the Michigan State game. That game it started off a little bit rough for mm-hmm. Boise State with an 0-7 loss, but at the same time, every other round after that was a 1, maybe 2-point difference. Mm-hmm. And I feel like once that rust started to get knocked off from Boise, we saw a lot of better play. We saw a lot of mistakes in the beginning, but it shifted away from that more towards a more balanced style of play, how we'd been seeing them. So is there anything that you've noticed about Boise State, just the Rocket League gameplay in general, that you would want to see tonight that would give you a little bit more faith in their full game?
One thing for sure is that, all three of these players, they're so mechanically talented. They have so many options behind them that they can use at any point of the game. And for them to be successful, I think the best thing for us as casters, and even you guys at home, is when they pre-jump each other, when they go for passes and team plays. It's like not every play is a solo play. When it's team plays like that, that's when they're at most deadly.
But here we go into the first round. Woozy getting a quick demo onto Oklahoma, almost getting it in, and Preston scoring the first goal of the match. That was quick. That was a really quick one.
But it was kind of like what I was talking about in the pre-show, getting those demos and bumps. Right there, you see a demo onto that one defender, and it leaves it into a 2v3 situation. Pei has no boost whatsoever, so he's left just floating, and that's going to be a Boise State goal. And this one almost the second one out of Woozy!
Off the crossbar, just barely. If the hitboxes may need to be adjusted a little bit, because that should have gone down. But here we go. Pei trying to play a little bit more defense. Preston unable to get the ball out of the midfield, and now it's currently on Boise Side. Turtho, though, from out of nowhere with the demo. Preston's going to take that ball back, quickly intercepted by Oklahoma. Preston going to take that ball back to the goal. Doesn't quite get it in, and no one's there to intercept. Will is quick to get to the ball along with Kez, and now they're back on defense.
This is where like you were saying last week, they were kind of having trouble with, but they get scraped out right there. Preston with Neuro Boost just gets it clear.
Okay, taking it up. He's going to be met by Durtho off the backboard. It's going to go down, not where he wanted it to. Woozy getting a shot on wide. But Boise State, they're going to keep this up. Just the moment, it's going to be cleared out into the middle. Will is going to take it out for a few touches into an air dribble, maybe pinch off the sidewall. Gets around Preston. Now it's an offense. Durtho has to race on back. Woozy, great save into the corner. He's going to start an offense again with the help of Durtho.
Yeah, Durtho just has a great ability to keep this ball in the air, centering it right to mid, but all three defenders in the goal. Preston's keeping it in the midfield, but Kez, Will, and Pei are all there to reciprocate, but no one's there at the goal. Woozy doesn't quite get the ball where he wants it, though, which means that Oklahoma has another shot to get this defense. Durtho's going to center it, but nobody is quite there. Will's going to take it right back to the center. Preston, quick to intercept, but Will still has the ball. Nobody's on defense. Will finds a goal, and wow, what a goal out of the Sooners.
I can see the decision-making right here. I saw Durtho. He was the last man back. He was there in defense, and he saw Preston go up, and he was so confident in Preston's skills to get that corner read. He just missed slightly in Durtho. He went for that corner boost, and it left the net wide open. 3 minutes left, 1-1 goal. I'm still holding confidence for this Boise State roster.
Yeah, Preston's going to get that ball, try to get the ball towards the center, knocked away by Kez. Woozy is quick to disrupt, but Kez gets the demo. 2v3 is not a very easy thing to come out of, especially on offense. Preston trying to get this ball back, but Kez is just right there all the time. Durtho is unable to get the ball, but there we go. Woozy finding his second shot and first goal of the match.
Much better here. Will, even with a fall, take a boost, just not that close to it. Great placement out of Woozy there. And Broncos back with the lead, approaching that halfway mark.
Yeah, Woozy's going to get the first touch, but the ball ultimately falls on their side of the field. Will is going to take that ball, try to get the ball away, but Preston is quick to get to it. Will almost gets the ball in, but Kez is quick to follow up with it. Durtho is able to get the ball, but it's going back towards the goal. No one is quite able to get it from there, though. Woozy with the ball, once again, bringing it back towards center field.
Ooh, kind of a psycho touch out of Will. Preston able to catch. He's got to play with Kez, though. Woozy able to stick to the corner with a full take boost there. He's going to be awkward. Oh! Durtho and Woozy there, both full takes a boost. Not the best there. Woozy just really awkward. Durtho pushed up. Preston also no boost. It's just an awkward position right there.
Yeah, not exactly a spot you ever want to really find yourself in, especially with a full tank of boost and just no way to really get airborne. Preston unable to get first touch. Durtho is going to follow it up quickly with a full tank of boost. It's going right towards it, but Will is right there for the defense. What a shot by Durtho and what a save by Will. Preston is going to end up with the ball, passing it over to the center with Durtho. Is it going in? Durtho with the goal, with the air flip, makes it in. That is what we need to see more of out of Boise State here if they want to win this game. Just trying to get these defenders into uncomfortable spots, doing exactly what the Sooners were doing to them to get their first 2 goals. And now with just under 2 minutes remaining, they have a good shot to take away this first round.
They sure do. And once again, like I was talking about a little bit ago, they're most dangerous when they're passing, just like that. Preston to Durtho, and they get a 3rd goal. Put them, once again, 1 goal up.
Yeah, Durtho's going to take the ball from the center. It's still center field. Woozy with the ball, though, and blocked by Kez. Whoa, what a save. Kez and Pei are both on that ball. Preston tries to go for it, is unable to find anything, but he does get the demo on Kez. That's going to make it a little bit harder to take this away from Boise. Durtho with the ball in the air. Can he get it towards it? But Pei is right there at the perfect time and steals Durtho's boost to boot. But the ball is still firmly on the Sooner side of the field.
Woozy, flip reset. It's going to get away from Kez, sending it down. Durtho's turn. He only gets 1 touch to the ceiling. Maybe a redirect towards net. No, it's going to be Pei to the sidewall, where he's going to meet Woozy. Woozy to the ceiling. He's going to actually pass it to Preston. Free shot. Oh, it's a great save out of Kez. Durtho's turn again. Won't flip into the corner. He's going to meet by Pei. Might actually be able to stay with this for another one, but instead he's going to get demoed by Will. It's going to be a shot on net. Preston saving it. Able to take it above 1, maybe 2, 50'd. He's going to stay on this Oklahoma half. Sooners kind of struggling here in the last minute. Maybe another goal. Durtho, nothing. Preston shot.
Oh, Preston!
There it is, bottom corner.
Out of nowhere. Durtho put it up. Preston knocked it in. That is just textbook teamwork right there. Pei almost managed to get there too, but just not quite enough boost, not quite where he wanted to be. But now Boise State does have an insurance goal just to help him out a little bit, just in case the Sooners manage to sneak one in here. Preston is going to find the ball, though. It's going to take it back to center field. Does get the double tap on it. Durtho, with nearly full boost, has a lot of room to work with, but Pei on the defense is just putting in work. He and Will are just trying to get this ball out of the corner, but nothing really comes out of it. Durtho manages to get the ball right towards the goal. Woozy is just not in position to go, but Preston
gets it.
Manages to get it right over, almost in, but Kez is right there in the goal just to stop him in time.
Oh, this is what you love to see out of Boise State, just continuous offense, suffocating as usual, not worrying about a thing. And right now, down to the last 10 seconds, 2 goals up. Much better turnaround from last week. And they're going to walk away with a Game 1 win going into this Week 2.
What a game it was, too. We saw a lot of what we saw in the last week's game, but improved upon and more in favor of Boise this time. Just looking at the shot map, the score definitely sort of reflects that. All 55% of boost used, total shots 79%, and 69% ball control for Boise side.
You love to see it.
Yeah, you do, especially when that oppressive offense works.
Exactly.
And I will say, the Sooners did a great job at exploiting the weaknesses, too. Yeah. They may not have had a ton of shots on goal, but the shots on goal they did have were very exploitative of maybe just a little bit of overextending out of Boise, poor positioning, or just overall miscommunication. Like we saw in that second goal, 2 players with full boost still weren't able to take that goal and defend it. But moving into map 2, we need to see a little bit more of this out of Boise. Give them a little bit more life, and they'll be able to sweep this game just like they did the first round.
Yeah, Game 1, I feel like, is the game of, feeling out your opponent, feeling out what you need to do to get a win, what you need to change if needed going into Game 2. I feel like that's the big test to a lot of teams when it comes into these series. But I feel like for Boise State right now, they're feeling good. They're feeling confident. They know what they need to do against this Oklahoma Sooners team. And, they showed it out. They showed it in that first game. And we're going to go into the second one right here with the kickoff.
Yeah, Preston not going to be able to get first touch, but Pei does. No one's really able to follow up, though, as nobody on Oklahoma has any boost left. But Boise is looking quite the opposite. Woozy still looking to center the ball, gets it past Pei, but Will comes out of nowhere. But Durtho manages to get the ball back. Will is going to stop it. All 3 defenders in the goal is going to make it a little bit hard. Durtho did manage to get a shot off, but Woozy is going to take the ball right into the goal. Oh, wow. First goal goes to Boise.
Nice little crossbar down here. Just, once again, the suffocating offense. Durtho pressing Woozy, making those rotations needed. Woozy sending that last one home. Almost thought it was going to bounce out, but luckily stayed in.
Yeah, Kez was just right there in the goal the entire time. You'd think he'd be able to knock it out, but unfortunately, fortune did not quite favor him in this matchup. Durtho and Preston are both looking to go, but Preston does get the demo on Pei. It's going to make it a little bit harder for them to go on offense. Kez and Will are going to try and take this ball to the offensive, but nobody is there to reciprocate the ball in the middle. That was probably going to be the best shot they get here, but as Durtho is going to take the ball straight back to the center, followed up by Woozy, but Pei is right there to stop it.
Person to Durtho! Great save by Will. Woozy gets bump on his touch.
Pei is going to take the ball in the air. Will, quick to follow, met by Preston. Not quite able to take it away, though. Woozy and Durtho both working to get it out of this corner. 3 demos all come out back-to-back. Durtho and Preston both demoing, but Will also getting one on his own. Preston finds a way to get the ball away from the goal, but it is still in Boise State territory. Will trying to get to the ball really fast. Kez also struggling for control. But it looks like Boise doesn't have any boost left. Preston is right there, though, and is able to block Pei's advances. No goal for Oklahoma quite yet.
And then a half elapsed. It's going to be passing to the mid. Preston shooting it down. Woozy's got to retreat on this one. He's going to take it to his own backboard. Maybe a pinch into the corner. Yes, sir. Now it's going to be Pei. Trying to get one towards middle. Preston getting the save. Maybe even a follow-up touch. No. It's going to bounce out mid. Will. Touched high, doesn't do much. Durtho and Woozy double commit there. Preston, first man to the ball, takes it up. 1 touch, 2 touch, maybe even a pass to a teammate. And he's just floating. Woozy's turn. Great save out of Will on the backboard. Trying to counterattack this. Durtho, he's just waiting. But as you can see him double commit there, getting the 50. As Pace turn.
And no one quite able to get balls in the goal here pretty quick as we're almost halfway done with this second round. Boise State still leading 1-0. Woozy has the ball in the middle, quick to be blocked by Will though. Right back to center field, but Preston takes it away. But Will gets demoed by Woozy. Kez trying to get the ball back. Woozy's going to take that ball straight back, and Preston almost gets it, but barely misses it by a hair. Ball gets right back to center court, quickly taken off by Durtho. Off the backboard, Woozy looking for an engage, but with full boost, it makes it pretty easy for the Sooners to get that ball out of there. Broncos now facing the defense. Pay with the shot. Durtho with the block. What a save. Preston trying to get the ball right back to center, but it's going to be Woozy who takes this ball away.
Whew, chaotic there for the last little bit. Durtho from the ceiling. One shot. And a second one into the back of the net. That's going to be a 2-0 lead with now under 2 minutes left in the game. Looking good, looking strong.
Woozy just said to Will, you thought you were going to score a goal? No, it's us who score goals. We're the oppressive team here. Going into this next little segment here, Oklahoma still sitting at 0 points. Preston going to take the ball straight to center. Durtho almost able to get it in, but blocked by Pay. Woozy going to try and take this ball back to center. Preston takes it away to the left side corner there. No one quite able to get control of this ball here. Durtho passes it off to Woozy, and there we go. Boise now up 3.
That was a good waterfall read there. You can see Kez trying to go for that squishy save, not reading it entirely. But I don't think Woozy's going to be disappointed at a hat trick for this game. Minute and a half left. Boise State up by 3, a very commanding lead, and potentially all that they need for this game too. Oh, probably even 4-0 right now. Preston can get there.
Yo, go, Will with the save. Wow, that was just barely running on 0 boost. Woozy is able to get the save, though. Kez thought he could get the goal, but not quite. Preston on a full tank of boost tries to get the ball, but Will is right there to stop him. But with no boost left, it's going to be really difficult to make any plays. Durtho, though, with full boost, along with the rest of Boise State, are able to make a mounting offense. Passed over to Woozy, blocked by Kez. Will almost gets the ball under his control, but not quite. Woozy's going to take it away from one defender, but not quite from 2. Pay's able to bring it right back over to Boise's side. Oklahoma needs some goals here and fast if they want to stay in this round.
30 seconds left. They're going to be looking to try and get it in game 3. Trying to start that reverse sweep. It's going to be tough. Maybe under. Oh, what an angle from Durtho!
Talk about sneaking in a goal there.
I need a protractor. What's the angle on this?
I mean, I'm not a math major, but actually, no, I think it would be a statistics major would tell you that is very unlikely to happen there.
Very unlikely, but also very difficult. But that's not the only one I've seen Durtho put in like that. And just like that, that's definitely going to be the nail in the coffin for game 2.
Yeah, now we just got to hope that Oklahoma doesn't let any more go through. Just hope their mental can stay in it, but Woozy is going to score one more just for good measure. Yeah, I have a tendency to curse things. I'm pretty good at predictions if they're negative. I don't know what it is about me, but I'm basically a psychic right there. Don't ask me to read your fortune.
That just comes with the job, though, to cast a curse game. You try and say something, and then all of a sudden it's going to happen right the next second. That's what happens. That's what we signed up for.
Yeah, Pez is going to get the ball. Durtho and Woozy both there to reciprocate. 7 seconds left. It's not. I don't think Oklahoma can make this here. Nail in the coffin was that last goal, and Boise is going to take this round. Oh, Kez does get one for good measure, though, making sure it doesn't end off on a 5-0.
Regardless, I probably would have called the third goal the nail in the coffin, just with how dominant Boise State's been in the second game. They're really picking up the pace.
They definitely are. I think they've been improving since their last game against the Spartans, and it's definitely noticeable in this gameplay. Looking at total shots again, they were able to increase it to 72. They just had such a dominant offense in this last game. And honestly, I don't think Oklahoma could match it with their own. Like, they had a few really good shots on goal, but it was just always blocked because of that boost control.
Yeah, it's tough. This Boise State team is tough to play against, especially when you are, like, if you're considered one of the top teams in your league. This Boise State roster is going to come in, and they're going to make sure that you are going to struggle. they're going to make sure that you can think about that. You can think that you're a good team, and then Boise State's going to come on and be like, yeah, we're a little better though.
Yeah, especially when you go up against other really offensive-heavy teams. Oklahoma has pretty consistently been one of those teams that's super in-your-face and aggressive, but when you're put on the back foot as one of those aggressive teams, it's a little bit harder to regain that control, and I feel like that's what Boise does really, really well against other aggressive teams. They struggle a little bit more into defensive ones, but when it comes to offensive ones, you really can't get a better team than this one.
Seriously, and I'm like kind of branching off of that. I feel like for Boise State, their offense, incredible. In fact, like it's suffocating. It's hard to get out of, but when it comes to defense, it's kind of lackluster. I feel like if you're a team, you either have good defense, rough offense, good or rough defense, good offense, or a healthy mix in between.
Ooh, almost an early lead for Oklahoma as that goal was left wide open for Kez, but luckily it was taken away by Durtho. Preston's going to take the ball right back to the center there. Prest does get it to the middle. Durtho's going to take it away, followed up by Woozy. Kez is back on the goal, but it isn't enough. Woozy finds a way to thread the needle between three. Another early lead for Boise State.
What patience. He just waits. He doesn't take the initial shot. He waits for that ball to bounce, get that right angle, and he just sends it to the top shelf right in the middle.
Moving in, Woozy going to get the first touch. Early demo on Kez from Durtho. Two-man offense isn't going to be easy to go with. Preston going to take the ball away from the goal. Will manages to get a touch, but it's blocked by Durtho before anything can happen with it. Looks like Boost is starting to run low on Oklahoma's side, and that's going to force him to back off.
Woozy taking this one up. He's going to go almost over two. Kez getting that one out. Preston, he's going to send it into the corner, getting a double. Will not able to make that read, but Pay is going to make that one. Preston and Durtho double committing on that one. Woozy's turn, sending it to the backboard where Will's going to collect. Try and get it out. Only as far as Preston, though. Maybe kind of a rough offense right there. Durtho is going to collect this one back into his own corner. Get that boost, recover. Try and buy some time, make a play out of this. What's he going to do?
And Durtho with the air dribble, kind of bumped by Preston there. Unable to finish it, but Preston's going to take the ball right back to center, followed up by Will. Everybody's running really low on boost, but Boise still able to take control of a lot of those 100s. Woozy and Durtho for the double commit. Woozy finding the goal, bringing Boise State to a 2-0 lead.
That's got to be one of the slowest doubles I've ever seen go in. That was so slow, but Kez with no boost, he couldn't make that initial save, and Will couldn't do much about it.
Yeah, 2-0 lead is never really great, but luckily for Oklahoma, it is still really early in the match. Kez is going to get an early shot on goal, but Woozy is right there to block it, and it wasn't quite where he wanted it to be. Durtho and Preston doubling up to try and get this ball back to midfield. Pay, though, is going to stop it in its tracks. And no one on Oklahoma is really there to help out, though, but here comes Kez, just barely off, and Preston's able to take the ball right back to the corner, right where Oklahoma can't really do anything with it. And now nobody's on goal. Durtho trying to get the ball over is blocked by Kez. Pay is bumped out of the air. Preston almost getting one, but it's blocked by Will at the last second. Say what you want about Oklahoma. Will is always right there when he needs to be for those air dribble plays, and always there to just take it away.
Yeah, I've got to say for Oklahoma, it's got to be Will. Will is my MVP for Oklahoma right now. He's doing so much on the field to keep Oklahoma alive and keep their chances going. But one thing I'm noticing right now is that the only accolade for Oklahoma right now is for Pay. And I thought it was a DC, but it was just a demo on Kez. But Pay only
another
has one
demo.
shot, and that's the only accolade for Oklahoma right now going into the second half of this game right now.
Yeah, Preston trying to find a good angle to go in, bringing it back to center field. Woozy unable to get it, but it does look like they were able to get a shot towards the goal, quickly blocked by Preston. They just have not been able to follow up on any of the goals in this round that they've been putting up. They've been getting the ball
easy.
easy. And an easy goal for Durtho with no defenders on that side of the field.
I know Durtho's put in plenty of hours to be able to see, all right, no defenders,
Easy.
nice easy double, send it down, and that's going to be a 3-0 lead.
I've seen a lot of good plays out of Oklahoma, though. I mean, the stat line doesn't really show it very well. But, like, Oklahoma does a very good job at getting it to center. Oh, but not quite getting back to play defense. Boise widens the lead, and Woozy gets the hat trick.
He just got a little doink on it.
Little doink.
That's all he needs.
I love the word doink in this game. It's so funny.
Doink is just a funny word. It sounds like an automatopoeia, but it's like an actual word.
Oh, it's a legitimate mechanic in this game. It's hilarious.
Oh, I love that. I love that about video games. Just goofy things
Exactly.
get called. Like, you would never think that a letter and a number would mean one of the most embarrassing points in Overwatch history. Dirtho is able to get the ball away from the goal, moving right back to Rocket League gameplay. Will is going to be demoed. Kez is trying to go for a play here, but Preston quick to block, bringing it right back to center field. Pei unable to get to it, but Will is. Woozy's able to get the bump off, though. Dirtho trying to get a shot on goal, but Kez is right there to block. Woozy does manage to get a boost, but it doesn't matter in the face of a demo. Preston is able to get the ball away from Pei, and now they're going to have to swap right back to defense. Dirtho not quite able to get the ball, and Woozy is fighting the entire Oklahoma team for control.
Right now, they're getting pushed into their own half. Closing in on a minute left in this game. Woozy maybe sending one to the other side of the net. Will, great save and a recovery to stay with this ball and try and keep it out. But Dirtho is going to collect. He had a dunk on it. He might even double it. Not even.
But Preston.
Preston got the follow. And we're seeing another blowout game here in Game 3 to probably send it.
Well, no, the last one wasn't a blowout. They got 1 point.
That's still a 4-goal differential, but I'd probably call that I think anything over 3 goals is a blowout.
I mean, you probably have a little bit of merit in that one. Kez is going to take first possession, but quickly knocked away. Woozy trying to get the ball, but there goes Pei once again. Preston almost scoring on his own goal, but luckily Dirtho's there to save the day for him. Preston going to redeem himself, taking the ball away from the goal this time, and now passing it over to Woozy to take it back to center.
40 seconds left. 5 goals for Oklahoma. That's what they need.
Yeah, but look at the boost amount for both teams. Boise's just been able to control that so well compared to the Sooners. Preston with the ball in the corner there. And Oklahoma, Kez is really trying to get this ball away, but it is just not working out. Dirtho does get the demo, but Preston keeping up the pressure. Will is able to take it back, but Woozy is right there to take it right back away. Just nobody has been able to get it off of the Oklahoma side of the field for any significant amount of time.
I gotta say, what a comeback into Week 2, making your record 1-1 after that loss in Week 1 against Michigan State and the Spartans. But you're gonna get a win against the Sooners right here, right now. You're gonna end it with a goose egg, which is a little nice way to send it off.
Yeah, and I feel like this is a win that Boise State needed to sort of preserve their image. I think that the last week game against Michigan was a fluke, like I said in the pregame show. And this definitely proves my theory at least somewhat correct here.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think we're going to see a lot more out of Boise State that's somewhat similar to this going forward.
It's only Week 2. There are so many more matches to come and so many more results to have.
Yes, and we were talking about it a lot beforehand, and during the match. Just the boost control that Boise State showed was so dominant throughout the entire match. It seemed like any time you looked at Oklahoma's boost count, it was almost 0, and then you look at Boise and it was just.
Yeah, they were doing a really good job of managing their boost and making sure they can get those hundreds whenever they could, trying to boost steal on the corners. They were doing a really good job.
Yeah, but before you guys leave tonight, we do have a little bit of something special for you guys going on today. So in the esports arena, we recently acquired a few games of acquired a few dartboards, and we also figured out how to connect them to stream. So our 3 Rocket League players are going to be putting on a little bit of a dart show for you tonight.
Yeah, they're going to be competing for a little prize here. They're going to play a game of 3-on-1, just all 3 of them one at a time, and whoever wins gets the prize.
And honestly, I've seen a lot of really good darts play, especially out of head coach Doc. We saw quite I mean, before the show started, he was on fire with the darts.
Yeah, I got to play some on Saturday for anybody that tuned in for the CRL stream on Saturday. You could see me and my co-host Dallin. We were playing some darts on stream in between games because it was a long day, but it's pretty fun.
Honestly, I suck at darts, but
same.
I will admit it is pretty fun.
Yeah,
I don't have the hand-eye coordination to do it. It's the same thing with like pool.
Because you're looking at it and like you think you've got it down and you throw it and it's like, oh, it's so far to the right, far whatever.
Yeah, because it's not like archery where like it goes where you aim it. It's like it has like an arc to it.
Yep. All right.
But here we go. Woozy up first with the first volley. First one, not quite where he'd want it.
But
he wanted it on the board, but he did get the second one, a single 12.
That first one didn't register as well. Also getting a single 5.
Oh,
Yep.
the first one didn't count.
Nope, it didn't hit any part of the board.
And we're giving him a grace.
There
but
it
he
is.
does get a single 13.
Not a bad start for Woozy right now. He's got 30 points down.
30 points down. It's not quite where you'd want to be in these first few. You want to be going for those big numbers, but definitely still respectable. It's better than 000.
It is, but now it's Preston's turn.
Can he follow up? Getting a single 6 to start it out. Not bad. He hit the board.
He did.
And a single
Single
18.
18. Good.
Nice. And a single 5,
5.
bringing him right close to Woozy here.
Under 1, but still really close.
Yeah.
Maybe Dirtho can make a difference.
Oh, what?
Oh no!
Just happened?
It registered all 3 darts for Dirtho.
Oh no.